Welcome to Flipped Lesson 76 for the 5th grade. Today we're going to start looking at how to multiply fractions. And we start by looking at a very simple picture. It says Miguel ate 1/3 of half a donut. So if I draw a quick picture here and we'll have this half circle represent our half a donut, we want to understand that if Miguel ate 1/3 of the half that's there, what fraction of the whole donut did Miguel actually eat? And so we see how the problem is set up. 1/3 of means multiply, of what we're actually looking at here, right? And so if we look at the donut, we're looking at how this half would be divided into 3 equal sections, and this is the portion that he took a bite out of, all right? Now to solve this problem, it says 1/3 of 1/2. And so we're going to follow the steps to multiply fractions. When multiplying fractions, we do not need common denominators. And the only thing we're going to do is we're going to take the top number, which is our numerator, and we're going to multiply by the other numerator. All right. So numerator times numerator gives us 1 times 1, which equals 1. And then our bar, division bar or fraction bar, goes right across, and now we're going to take our denominator and multiply it by our denominator. So 3 times 2, which gives us 6. And if we were to draw this complete circle, we would see that, yeah, that makes sense, right? We could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we saw that he ate this section right here, so that would make sense that he had 1/6 of the entire donut. Let's try another one. Oops. Way too fast. It says what fraction is 1/3 of 2/5? So here the illustration shows you 2/5. And once again, we're going to divide it into thirds. And so if we were to take this and say, okay, that looks about thirds. So now we have 1, 2, 3 equal sections. We want to understand how much of the fraction is this right here. So we're going to set that up. We're going to do 1/3 of, which means multiply, and then it says 2/5. All right. Process says numerator times the numerator, which gives us 1 times 2, and then denominator times the denominator, which gives us 15. And so in the end, 2/15 becomes our answer for this problem. We're going to stop the video there for that, and we'll come back and make a part 2, because I'm sure I'll run over the 5-minute mark on those videos. Continuing on though. It says a nickel is what fraction of a dime? A nickel is what fraction of a dime? And so we want to work with this, right? We understand that a nickel is 5 cents, and we understand that a dime is 10 cents. So that's 5 cents over 10 cents. And as we look at that idea, we understand that that fraction can be reduced to 1/2, right? Because 5 is half of 10. All right, so we got that idea. A dime is what fraction of a dollar? We see a dime is 10 cents. A dollar is 100 cents. All right, so that's 10 out of 100 cents, which can be simplified to 1/10, right? It takes 10 dimes to equal $1. Now the question asks, a nickel is what fraction of a dollar? Now we could say, okay, it's 5 out of 100. And that's going to get us to an answer of, well, it takes in the end, it's going to take 20 nickels. However, we can actually use multiplication to help us solve this, right? Because we know that a nickel is half of a dime, right? So we know a nickel is half of a dime. And we know that a dime is 1/10 of a dollar. We can actually multiply these two ideas together to get us an answer of, right? Numerator times numerator gives us a 1. Denominator times denominator, 2 times 20, gives us 20. All right? And so 5/10, 5/100ths, or 1/20th is the same as what we got over here of 1/20th. And so we used our first two ideas to help us solve for our third idea. All right? And so we see that relationship between 1/2 and 1/10 being 1/20th. Then we have a picture for us. It says find the area of the shaded box. It says we have a 1 inch by 1 inch figure here, and we want to know what the area is just of this right here. All right, and of course here's our formula for area. So the first thing we got to do is find the length times the width. Now our lines here help us understand the picture. We see that this length right here is divided very neatly in half by this line, so we would say that this distance right here is 1/2. Compared to this distance, which we can see is divided into 4 sections, so that would be 1/4. So in the end, we see our dimensions are 1/2 times 1/4. So we're going to do 1/2 times 1/4, right? Length times width, and that's going to give us the idea of numerator times numerator, which gives us a 1. Denominator times denominator gives us an 8. And that gives us an answer of 1/8. And of course, now we got to go back. We're finding area, so we need a label. All right, and area, of course, works in square inches. So we're going to go 1/8 square inch is the area of that little box right there. And so we have that idea. All right, here are some sample problems to get you on your way as you work with multiplying fractions. Remember, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. That's flip lesson 76.